Hello, everyone. I have today again the wonderful John White. John White, as many of you know, is the creator of the Spooky 2 machine, who is a miracle making machine. And I've interviewed him already a couple of times about different devices. And today I want to introduce a device that is also making miracles. John, welcome. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Elena. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. I'm very good. Very excited to share with my audience this wonder thing that I experienced myself. Something that I'm going to let you talk about. This machine. I want to bring my testimony before you start. I had an injured foot. I injured my foot. I fell and I couldn't put my foot on the ground.
Right.
And so I tried this machine, and after about 2 weeks using it, half an hour every morning, it was over. I could run, wear high heels, climb mountains, and it was gone forever. So, people, I'm going to introduce, let John introduce you to this machine. And so, what is it? Tell us about that.
Well, in previous interviews, I've described spooky products, but this is a MiraMate product. MiraMate's another brand name. We thought we'd better start a different brand name for every device that we make that doesn't need to be connected onto a computer. That is very super simple to use because there's no programs necessary. You just select the, this is our Mini Magic, our small pulsed EMF device. You just set the power level and you just turn it on, and away you go, as you know. It's really is magic for acute problems like your injury in your foot or back injuries. In fact, I've got a presentation that really explains better than I ever could.
Sure.
And especially at the local time here. Explains the different pulse TMF devices that we have. So if it's okay with you, can I show a presentation that we've got together?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to add that all my family, while you're getting set up, all my family has one. My sister had a back injury and she couldn't move her arm without excruciating pain. And now she's perfect with it. She can lift
Gosh,
furnitures and spend hours on the computer. So
yes.
I just want to
Yeah,
add that.
it's a good thing too, because um, it's people are living with pain and they think that's a life and they think it's normal, or they think, oh, I've injured myself. It's going to take a month or maybe 2 months now to heal because I'm, advancing in years and all the rest of it. But it really just doesn't have to be the case. Your body doesn't like being sick. And all it needs is a bit of a nudge in the right direction. But without any further ado, can you see this presentation?
Yes, I can see. I can see it.
Okay,
If you
so
can make it.
I'll,
Yes, I see your cursor moving.
okay,
Perfect. It's full screen. It's perfect. Yes.
fantastic. Okay, so this is our MiraMate product brand. Healthy, happy, and harmonious is how we'd like to be all the time. Our focus is returning your body to optimal health. Now, perhaps viewers may not have heard of pulsed EMF, or they've heard so much about pulsed EMF that they're confused. Well, we'll go through a bit of the science, then we'll talk about the products and explain how you don't have to mortgage your house to get a product that can restore your body to health. Now, if you're healthy, you've got a voltage across each one of your cells. And as you age, or through stress or poor diet, um, or pollution, even, that voltage can get reduced. And the further down your cell voltage is reduced, the more likely you are to develop a disease, which they will tell you, well, it's hereditary or whatever, or other sort of nonsense. And for serious illnesses and cancer, your voltage can drop right down to 15 or 20 millivolts. Normal is 70 to 100, so it's dropping way down to a quarter or even less of a healthy body's voltage. Now, people could argue, well, other people in the family have got the same disease, and so how can it be related to cell voltage? Well, the people can be predisposed to diseases, and then it just needs the voltage to drop below a certain point, and it might be higher than other people for the disease to manifest inside your body. But what pulsed EMF does, that's the PEMF, it charges up your cells and restores the voltage that is across your cells. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, because it's restoring your body back to how it should be, there's no harmful side effects. You can do things like eat grapefruit. Isn't it incredible how if people are on a regime of some pharmaceuticals, they can't eat grapefruit, and grapefruit's got to be one of the healthiest fruits out there and most tasty as well. Well, pulsed EMF, there's no side effects, and you can still continue with your other treatments, but you can complement them with pulsed EMF.
Yeah.
And make them just so much better.
Mm.
Now, they started doing real serious studies on pulsed EMF when they started sending people to our moon. They realized that there weren't many doctors on the moon, or in the spacecraft for that matter. And so the astronauts had to have some way of fixing health issues if they developed. And so they did very in-depth studies on pulsed EMF, and they found that all sorts of issues, whether it's skeletal, as in bones, or tissue, soft tissue based like nerves or muscles, all of them benefit from the application of pulsed EMF. Subsequent to these studies, scientists that didn't have much empathy towards animals purposefully broke the bones of animals and see how far the bones could be apart for them to knit back together again. And they found that pulsed EMF increased the distance markedly through which bones could heal. More than that, it actually made the healing process so much faster, which is kind of cool, isn't it? They found that the regrowth of neural tissue improved by between 250 and 400%. And this is just something it is a tremendous amount. A 4 times increase in the rate of repair of damaged nerves. Now, it's especially good if you catch it early on, because that's when your body's in rebuild mode. When it's in rebuild mode, then you give it that little gentle nudge with pulsed EMF. Now, there's quite a few benefits of, we call it magical pulsed EMF. You can use it with migraines. You can place the coils across your temples. It can be used for insomnia, stress, anxiety, and phobias, which is things you wouldn't normally associate with an electrical treatment device. It's also useful for Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and people that have had strokes. In fact, if you read through all these things that pulsed EMF can help, you're kind of left wondering, well, there's not much it doesn't really help with. Does the hard tissues, does the soft tissues, does connective tissues. It pretty much covers everything. So it's a very, very useful kit to have in your emergency cabinet. Now, what parts of the body are often treated with pulsed EMF? Well, you've got the head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. You've also got the ankles, back, elbows, hips. We've done the shoulders and the knees. It's pretty much every part of your body gains benefit from pulsed EMF. Now, the unit that you've been using, Lena, is a unit which is perfect for acute conditions. Now, we have another unit which is good for chronic conditions, people that have had a problem for a long time, or they've got a sleep issue which has developed over a long period of time. Now, we've got the Big Magic, which has got a mat. This folds out. It looks quite small. We shouldn't show it like that. We should show it folded out, but it's a reasonable length.
Okay.
And you can treat your body using the mat. And the Mini Magic, which you have, which has got these coils which are focused pulsed EMF fields.
Yeah. And I have also the four, yes, the four coil, the quad.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
They are good because they cover a larger area. You can have them side by side, or you can have them against each other like this. Now, these are the general specifications for the Mini Magic. The Mini Magic's the smaller of the two. And it has an options of either the quad or the single coils. The people will think, well, why not just use the quad coils? Well, the single coils is more energy focused. The quad coils spreads out the energy, so it's not quite so intense, but it does cover a larger area. As I said before, it's great for acute conditions, such as injuries, which you did yourself with your foot. And it's been designed to be portable, so you can carry it in your pocket and discreetly thread the coils to some part of your body. You can see one user here, they've got the coils fastened using a strap that we supply. This helps to keep the coils up against a narrow part of your body. So also, if you sprain an ankle, you can have it further down over your ankle joint there, or a stressed tendon, which has happened here. There's also a full body strap if you want to use it for your back and keep the coils located, especially in the small of the back. That's quite a problem area for many people. We show that here, how you can hold the coils there, different positions. You can have the coils side by side. You can have them across the treatment area, so the field is uniform between the two coils, or you can stack them together to get extra power in that focused area. And it does work through clothing, just as long as the clothing is not too thick. You've got this testimonial.
Hello, my name is Maria, a musician, composer, singer, and a mentor in the field of energy work and consciousness. About 6 years ago, I experienced an injury where the retina of my left eye detached. But it was not only the retina, it was also the layer of blood vessels under it. I also have a genetic eye disorder, which would make things even more complicated. Have you ever felt this special nuance of compassion mixed with hopelessness? I truly think that that's what people feel about other people who have just a couple of months of life left. Well, back then, each time I'd visit the next eye specialist to find out if anything can be done about my eye, I'd have that experience on my way out. I even remember one of them not accepting me to pay for my visit because he felt so bad about not being able to do anything to help. Finally, I could meet one of the best specialists in my country, and he took the challenge with me. And I had a surgery, and I ended up with a good dose of silicone oil in my eye to hold the retina in place. Now, that was just the beginning. For the next 6 years, I lost most of my vision. And every time I'd go out in the sun, my breath would stop because I've developed an extreme light sensitivity and I couldn't bear the sunlight. I had to deal with high eye pressure and developed secondary glaucoma. It was a very tricky situation, and my doctor wanted to keep the silicone in my eye for as long as possible because taking it out would carry the risk of another retina detachment. But I was holding high pressure, and for the most part, traditional medicine would mostly be able to support my process with more surgeries that were seemingly supposed to help with pressure dropping down. But for that, they'd have to cause more trauma on my already fragile eye system. I have a couple of friends, and often we are a good working team together. They have a healing center, and one of them literally buys all Spooky to and MiraMate products. But they have so much work that often he simply doesn't have the time to examine some of them. So one day he handed me the MiraMate LightPath Code Laser to examine it and let him know all I could find out about it. As I was gathering data and reading about the LightPath, I ran into Mini Magic. About a month after my silicone removal surgery, I received my Mini Magic. And of course, I started using it right away. I was so curious. So I did 1.5-hour treatment that night and went to bed. The next morning, half awake, as I went to the bathroom, I startled as the bathroom door suddenly jumped in front of my face. Wow, I didn't expect to see it at all. And that was after just 1.5-hour treatment. Guess what I did next? That's right. Took the Mini Magic, put it on, went back to bed. Ever since then, I show up every single day and let the Mini Magic do its magic on me. It's extremely easy to work with, and it's very accessible, which is one of the most important things for a person with low vision or no vision at all. So I use the single coils like that, or like that. And for my eyes, I also use the quad coils like that, because on the back of the head, there are many acupuncture points and a lot of innervation related to the eyes. When holding chronic high eye pressure, there can be a lot of stiffness in places like the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, and even the lower back, because everything in the body is connected. So for the first 2 weeks, I totally let Mini Magic repair every part of me that felt bad. I even slept on it a couple of nights, placing it under the bedsheet along my spine. And here's what I notice. 1, when my eye pressure rises up a bit, I run Mini Magic for 1 cycle, which is about half an hour, and my pressure drops down right away. There are so many benefits to that and that alone. So if I only get to have my eye pressure stabilized, it's already awesome. And yes, I am actually able to correct my eye pressure with Mini Magic. And I noticed that in time, the window in between moments of rising pressure widens as my state stabilizes more and more. And that leads me to number 2. I notice that healing accumulates. It has a progressive quality and happens in layers. And you know what? This is the natural mechanism of our system. It's how the body naturally restores itself when it has an access to enough of life force or energy. And after the 2nd week, I noticed a constant change in my energy levels. 3, another thing is that now I'm actually able to sense in my body how much treatment I need and where do I need healing now. It's as if my body learned to interact with and understand the language of Mini Magic. And so now I let my daily treatment timing be guided by my own body sensation and need. 4, I notice that my body continues healing on its own for a few days after healing has been triggered. I know that because I happened to treat 2 spots on my back for 1 day only. The next day, they felt better. And The day after, even better, although I just didn't take care of them for some time. 5. My vision is not getting stronger, but it is getting clearer, and it happens because the trauma of my eye heals on all levels. So I'm simply planning to keep on doing the work and see what happens. Here's what I want to say now. I deeply respect the work, thought, and consciousness behind Mini Magic and, in fact, all MiraMate products. I feel that it holds the intention of healing back to wholeness. I feel held in that intention as I treat myself with Mini Magic, and that brings me a sense of self-empowerment.
Truth be known,
She's amazing.
I hadn't seen that video before just now. It's yeah, wow. Yeah, I had a quick look, but I didn't see it properly. Gosh, my heart's beating. I gotta say.
Yes, and it's very moving. She's putting a lot of passion in telling her story, and I that's amazing. Yes, I know. I have experienced it myself, and my people in my family as well, and it works. It really does. Pain disappears, but not only pain disappears, but it heals. It takes the problem away. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You know, it's really the proof that visible and tangible proof, physical proof that everything is vibration and frequencies. And I'll let you continue.
Well, you know, when you wake up in the morning, and if you ever feel low in energy, you know it's going to be a bad day.
Oh, I have those.
You know, and it's because you haven't got the energy to withstand the day's stresses, and you feel down and out before you leave the front door. It's good to have a way to just charge your body so that you can face the challenges and handle them properly. Oh, that really was a video that I hadn't seen that properly. I saw a quick view, and I said to the person who was doing this presentation, yeah, it looks like a nice video, but I honestly didn't know how profound that testimonial was. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Okay, now our big magic, it's better suited for chronic conditions. These are conditions that you've had to tolerate for a long time, and conditions that just won't go away. Things like nerve damage, joint problems, things which quite often are age-related, or people associate with age. They think, oh, you know, I'm getting old and this is why I'm getting achy joints. Well, what about your cell voltage? Your cell voltage is getting less and less because you're getting old. And so it's not so much your natural thing from aging. You can do something about it. You can apply pulsed EMF and increase your voltage back again, so you get back your teen years. Now, big magic, what people do, Lena, they set it up in their bed and then they just leave it on. It doesn't take much power. It's a very gentle device, which is another reason why it's better suited for sleeping issues as well. But you just leave it on running 24/7, so it's nothing to remember. So as long as you sleep in that bed, you're getting treated. You're getting treated during your sleeping hours, which is when your body is recovering from the day's stresses, and also trying to recover from the chronic conditions that your body's managed to develop. Okay, now it just explains here how you can insert the mat, place the mat under your sheets, and you can sleep on it, just like that. You can also have it over yourself as you're doing your work, if you wish.
My name is George Pappas. I'm a registered osteopath and naturopath and chiropractor. I've been practicing for approximately 45 years.
Wow.
I've helped a lot of patients with spinal problems, lower back, upper back and neck. And I always believe in natural healing.
Yeah.
When Dr. Robert Goodrum introduced me to the big magic PEMF pad, I was so glad because when I have tried, I experienced a lot of relief and a lot of the pain was completely gone. For this reason, I like to congratulate your company, MiraMate, and I like to recommend it to my patients whenever the opportunity arises. Thank you for all your help, and thank Dr. Robert Goodrum for introducing you to me. All the best. Bye for now.
Another lovely soul.
I love it.
45 years of healing people, and he prefers to do it natural way.
That's the way. That's the right way.
It is the right way. I mean, every other way has got to be the wrong way. What do we have? We've got poisoning, burning, cutting. What else is there? Oh, there's drugs. Yeah, it's nice to be able to have something at home, so you don't have to make an appointment, go in, and I mean, we still don't recommend people not go, but it's kind of good to have something just at that moment in the home that you can try and complement any other types of treatments that you may be using.
Yes, yes.
And we've got so many testimonials on both our Mini Magic and Big Magic. Now, Big Magic is the one, if you do have insomnia, Big Magic is wonderful for that. It's also good for nerve pain. In fact, I was just told yesterday that a family member, just in passing, said that their wife noticed that this tingling in her toes when she woke up came back, and then she realized that she had Big Magic turned off.
Ah.
So it helps her, for whatever reason, she has tingly feet in the morning, just like pins and needles. So it's a circulation issue. And so Big Magic is helping in that way. And it helps with other areas as well, just because it recharges your body.
Yeah, but it makes sense because when you have a pain somewhere, there's a difference in the electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field weakens. So if you increase it back to normal to rebalance the pain,
yes,
the dissonance disappears.
Yes.
It makes sense to me.
Have I shown you, Elena, what our company does in the way of charity work?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, people will be watching this video now, your viewers, and they'll be thinking, well, here comes another salesperson pushing his wares. It isn't actually the case. Our company throws virtually all profits either to research or into people that need the money more than ourselves. And what we've thrown together is a video that explains some of the things that we have been doing.
Wonderful.
The needs become more important now because our company is based in China, and people associate China with big authority and greedy people. It's not the case, certainly with us and with our friends here as well, because we associate with good people as well. But this is something that we've put together.
Children's community in Guatemala. Once the community is in use, it can support the education and learning of more than 2,100 children under the age of 20. Hope Project for Children's Education in Nepal. 500 RMB, which is about $70, is enough to support a Nepalese student's annual educational expenses. The annual fund will be divided into two parts. 100 will be used to purchase basic stationery, school bag, water bottle, pens, pencils, etc. The rest 400 will be given to students in two payments before the school semester starts. Every student is required to fill out a recipient confirmation form whenever a payment is received. Also, local volunteers and officers will conduct several activities and events throughout the year to encourage the students to carry on learning and highlight the importance of education. Hope Project is never about just raising funds, but truly bringing hope to children in Nepal. Humanitarian aid in Pakistan. We have donated 310 bags of flour to 310 affected families in 3 villages in Nashti district, Balochistan province, Pakistan. A bag of flour is 20 kilograms, which can support a family's food demand for half a month. This donation has helped 2,443 people in total, including 751 children. 3-year-old Samir is carrying the flour home with a big smile on his face. When he noticed that we were taking a photo of him, he turned his head and bowed. Winter kits for the elderly in Nepal. The Winter Kits donation has benefited 120 elders in Sindhubag, Nepal. Inside the kit were a winter jacket, a warm winter hat, a pair of wool socks, and a scarf to keep them warm in winter.
That's where our profits go.
This 84-year-old woman lives alone in her house on the mountainside. She's very happy and grateful to receive the winter kit. Protection program for girls in Nepal. We distributed hygiene kits to 150 girls aged 10 to 15 in the slums of Kathmandu, intending to enhance the girls' awareness of their bodies and growth during puberty. At the same time, activities will be held by local staff and volunteers to raise awareness of girls' protection in the community and empower the girls in the slums to realize that they can pursue their dreams and create a better future for themselves. Make the world filled with love, embrace better selves by helping others.
Elena,
Wow.
so much of what we see in the world and we hear in the news, those are the country leaders playing games. So when we hear that, from China, we hear that America's terrible, and in America, we hear that China's terrible, and other countries are learning to hate each other. But those are just the leaders. The people themselves are no different. They've still got their own little families to bring up, raise, take care of. It doesn't matter that the nation as a whole they might be developing bombs to go to wars and that, but the people, the common person, the common people can need assistance. The terrible earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria.
Yeah.
Now, Turkey has got a lot of assistance, but Syria is a terrorist state, and so not many countries are supporting the poor people in Syria, and yet many cities were devastated and lives were lost. So we took it on ourselves to send the essentials, the life essentials. We sent 1,000 sleeping bags and other kits and money to help the people in Syria. Disregarding all the politics, they are people that need help, and we are there to help them. So that is us as a company. This is what we do. That is our aim, to prevent suffering. And suffering can be with health. It can be for other things as well. Oops, another one. This is the dancing one. We set free animals, not so much in the winter time, but we try and do it every month.
Oh.
These are animals that were destined for the dinner table. So we buy them from the market. That's our staff. It's us.
Oh, wonderful.
Heading out
Wonderful.
to our things. I think my daughter's in there somewhere. That's all the staff getting involved. It's our lovely Eura.
Wow.
Yeah. Away, and we give the animals our blessings. That's me. That's me. They've made the video long, but everyone's getting involved. We got buckets and buckets and buckets of fish and turtles and eels and everything. We encourage the youth too. There's my daughter there. To save, there she is, to save souls. Every soul is important. Every soul is alive.
Yes.
And that's how we started. That's how Spooky started with one person. Now it's global.
Wow.
We've got a huge Spooky and MiraMate community of people that are like-minded. So many times we get customers saying, "Wow, what I've bought is amazing. I'll buy another one for my friends." See, passing love thoughts. It's contagious.
That's what I did when I experienced it. When I experienced it on myself, well, all your devices, I keep on buying some more to offer as a gift because I know it works, and it's a gift of love that I do for people I love and I want to help. It's wonderful, and I always test it myself, and then I can tell, yes, it's working.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, another one. Oh my goodness. Guatemala. He works with Dr. Bill, Sebastian. Fantastic duo. There's Dr. Bill.
Yes.
He brings people from death's edge back to.
Ja, ich will das wirklich nicht zu lange mehr machen. Hier sind ein paar Menschen, die wir behandelt haben mit Tumoren, also 73 Kubikzentimeter Tumore, die verschwunden sind. Krebs mit Metastasen im Endstadium, das geheilt wurde. Non-Hodgkins Lymphoma, Krebs, die sich beide wieder regeneriert hatten. Wir hatten Krebstumore im Hüftknochen, die verschwunden sind. Wir hatten Pankreaskrebs, wir hatten sogar Leukämiefälle, die jetzt wieder gesund sind. Eine Frau gerade letzte Woche kam vorbei mit einem Gebärmutterkrebs, die war jetzt vor 2 Monaten beim Gynäkologen, der ist auch, und sie ist jetzt vollständig geheilt, also das ist alles weg. Und wir hatten auch Glioblastomas, also Hirntumore, die wieder geheilt sind. Hier ein Bild einer Person, die Krebs im Endstadium hatte, der geht es heute wieder sehr gut. Hier einer der Tumore,
Look at that.
also ein Lymphoma genau, und hier sieht man den
Proven by X-ray. Gone.
Wow.
Oder Röntgen. Und hier das Mädchen, das ist so eine andere Maschine, wurde aber als auch Blood Purifier, das wir hier angewendet haben, von Leukämie geheilt. Und hier sieht man den Gebärmutter, das war ein Tumor in der Gebärmutter, die ist jetzt völlig weg seit 2 Jahren. Hier sieht man auch die Größe. Also in einem Monat ist das von 71 Kubikzentimeter zu 20 zurückgeschrumpft.
So that's Spooky too, not MiraMate, but it's again us as a company. Now Sebastian has become one of our dear friends, and Dr. Bill, the two of them in Guatemala. I can't even remember how we got to know of their work, but they are working in Guatemala in real poverty conditions, healing entire villages and going to another village and doing the same. And they were doing it unfinanced. They had a very small amount of funding through charity work. So we've helped them as much as we can, so they can continue. We focus on supporting people that do things from the goodness of their heart. You know, you ever hear about charity work where maybe 20% or even less actually ends up where it's supposed to go?
Yes.
Well, we don't support charities like that at all. We support the volunteers that do it for the goodness of their heart. So everything goes to the people. And Sebastian and Dr. Bill, what they do, we know everything. Every dollar that we give to them is is spent wisely, they're doing amazing things, helping with building the hospitals there and doing all sorts of things. It's just amazing. They even buy shoes for the people. You know, it's just really nice people. So they've become real friends of Spooky. And Sebastian, he can speak many languages. He was, I think it might have been German there, but he can speak. I think he can do French, English, and the language in Guatemala, which is Spanish. He's a remarkable person. They both are. So we're blessed with their friendship.
This is wonderful. That's wonderful. I want to add a comment about, this man was talking about showing tooth radio results. My nephew had a toothache. He had an abscess. He had an infection within his jaw, and he had an appointment to the dentist, but this appointment was not. He needed to wait, and he was in pain. So I told my sister, "You have the Mini Magic device. Try it on him." So he put the 2 coils here, the single coils, and he wrapped it in a way he could sleep with it. But he said that after 10 minutes, the pain started to disappear, and he could finally sleep. And the following morning, the abscess was gone. When he had the pain didn't come back, and when he had his appointment at the dentist did an X-ray. There was no abscess, nothing. It was gone.
Wow.
So I want to, I forgot to say that. So
that's funny.
Toothaches. Oh my God. I had toothaches in my life. I was crying, not able to sleep for days. If I knew that device before, oh my goodness. I would give everything to go back in time and put it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so many things that you think back, oh gosh, you know, if I relived it. I had all the mercury taken out from my teeth about 2 years ago. I wish I hadn't gone, you know, had even put in. But it was called silver back then. So silver is, you know, a semi-precious metal. Silver can't be bad for you, right? It doesn't enter your mind that something that the system is doing to you is actually poisoning you. It's just the way we are. But fortunately, you know, we live and learn, and there's things we can do about it now. And we've used the learnings, the discoveries from the NASA reports and many others to create magical devices. So we have these, the Mini Magic and Big Magic to offer people now. It's kind of nice, you know, in our medical cabinet at home here. If you open the doors, we have things like we've got the thermometer, we've got a nasal rinse, which we can add a bit of hydrogen peroxide for if you get a runny nose and this. And we have got our 2 magics there as well. It's in our medicine drawer. And that's about it. It's about it. You know, that's the necessities that we have.
Yes, and I think it is affordable and the price is reasonable. It's not you know, to be selling video, but I want to add that I support people like you because you are really doing good for humanity, and really want to support you by letting my audience know about what you're doing and share the info, you know.
Right.
It's what I like this charity thing as well. So
well, I thought it was important, probably more now, because China's not really sort of with this, you know, the fighting between countries is not making us look so good, but we really are fully focused on health, and it's not just good enough to live a long life. You've got to have a long and happy life. So if you can live a long life without aches and pains, well, isn't that ideal?
Yes.
So,
and you know, you came from you are from New Zealand, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. And you came to China in a country where the philosophy about ancient medicine and natural medicine is the basics of their medical
That's right.
system. So you came in the right country that can support. I'm not talking of the government, okay? That's something else. But the traditions, the people, the mentality, that doesn't get wiped out by politics. You know, that's here, and that's part of the heritage of the Chinese people and their genetics, their mind, their consciousness. And I think it's a right place for developing such project with the people. Okay, where, as you mentioned it very, very importantly, and I think that I really want to put emphasis on that. There's the governments and their mischievous things, and there's the people, and it's two different things, and especially in China, you know, it dissociate people, please, the government of China with the people, their tradition, their consciousness, their heritage, their culture. It's not the government, it's something different, okay? And you're working with the people, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And, I could be doing the same thing in any other country, Poland or America or Germany. It doesn't make the beat any different. I mean, I guess I'm always going to be a New Zealander at heart, but it doesn't. If someone's from a different country, it doesn't make them different. They've still got their loves and their wishes and their hopes.
Yes. And people all over the world have this call and tendency for love and happiness. What do everybody wants on earth? Be happy, feel happy.
Exactly.
Not suffer, no pain, eat, you know, have food to eat, not starve and not feel pain. Not starving and not feeling pain are the basics for happiness. And you even have people who starve and who are suffering, who are happy. They can find it as well, you know. Yes. But I mean, what the governments do has nothing to do with what people want, you know. And you're in aligning with what people want, and you have a very good heart. And I mean, everyone can see by themselves watching you talking and your presence. It's all about calmness and love and gentleness, you know, aligns with what you're doing. I admire.
I think I've reached the stage in life where I now know what happiness is, and it's not about having stuff. I've had stuff, I've lost stuff. And you can die with riches, tangible riches, but with emotional and spiritual poverty.
Yes.
If you focus more on what truly makes you happy, and more often than not, it's the act of giving. That is where you'll find true bliss. And this is where our whole company is focused on. Not just me. Okay, I started it, but maybe I've attracted just through good fortune or the universe, people like-minded who will put in whatever it takes to let that love flow and help thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in their ways. Yeah. Super important. I can't emphasize it more. It's nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with politics or how rich or how poor. You know, I get tired of reading news where they say, they talk about this person, and then in brackets, multi-millionaire. And I think to myself, does it actually matter? Is it part of the story? Is it? I mean, and then you read articles of stars' personal wealth, and again, like, really, where?
I know, right?
But when you do read about some stars, how they do make big changes, they are wealthy and they give their wealth out to communities. That's a story that I'm interested in, you know. And I read about how how changes were made. And if you haven't got much money, a little bit makes a big difference. There's one family, was a mother and daughter. They were living basically in squalor, and our company helped and continued to help them to move to a place where it's more than just 2 square meters of of room. For us, it's a little deal, but to them, it's everything. It means that the child can now have enough room for doing the homework. They've got enough room to have 2 separate beds, little beds, but still separate beds. A little difference makes a big difference in their lives. And with your viewers, maybe it doesn't take much. Maybe instead of walking past the person that's asking for help, maybe just stop and talk to them. Maybe you can make even just a few words might change them. Maybe. There's nothing lost in trying.
Yes, and what I like to say is that we can all be part of the change. You know, we all have different levels of income, and we can participate. Sometimes, you know, given just $1, it may seem not a lot for you, but a lot for the charity, the people at the end of the, you know, it's the whole thing. And if everyone does that, imagine we change the world, you know. So well, I like what you're doing. It's great. It's great. And with the animals as well, I really appreciate. I really appreciate.
Yeah, we're encouraging our staff to be fully vegetarian. We're getting there. That's a work in progress. We've been vegetarian. We were shocked to find out it's about 4 or 5 years now. I thought it was less than that, but time flies when you're having fun. But we came to the point in our lives where we thought, well, we can't eat meat because that's taking lives, and that's against our basic foundation of healing, helping people, helping, you know, not taking lives. And so we provide vegetarian food to our staff to try to encourage them, show them that vegetarian food can actually be quite yummy. And yeah, so we've actually turned quite a few people to. We've encouraged them, and they're now vegetarian for the right reasons. And as I said before, we try and go at least once a month to release fish, and these are fish that were sold at a food market. And they'd sell animals which, oh, you know, they're beautiful animals, and that, you know, and even turtles and all sorts of things.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And so we buy them, and sometimes the fish just, they honestly, I'll open up a little bit. I am spiritual. I see the fish swimming away. Sometimes they turn around and they come back, and they just look at me, and then they swim away again. There was one time special. It was a special fish. It was a iguana. It was on its back. During the between transport and release, it had died, or everyone thought it had died. And I was mindset to make sure that we had a 100% success rate. And so I took the fish. It was lifeless, and I pushed it in the water like this, trying to get the air into its mouth. I had my finger in its mouth. I had its mouth open, forcing water through over its gills, going like this. I don't really understand the much about fish, you know, how I know that it needs to have water going. So I was doing this, and I was blowing. You know, and I was doing this for about 10 minutes, and then I felt its tail twitch, and I knew it hadn't gone completely. So I continued, and then it started flapping, and I let it go, and it swam away. And I turned around, and the staff were watching, and they were so happy. If you want to see true happiness, you want to see what I saw down, which is now in my mind's memory. It's just everyone was just cheering, go, go, go. And I thought it was just a private time, you know, between me and that fish, and I knew the fish would obviously be grateful, but I didn't expect the whole staff to be. You know, they'd finished doing their fish, and they turned and seen me doing what I was doing. And it's a real touching moment. Not just the fish living, but also seeing the staff. And I was touched with their level of participation. I see it after they've released all the animals. We've had a bit of a dry winter, and so the rivers have been going lower and lower. So now we've got to go over mud to release the fish and other aquatic creatures into the rivers, and they'd be getting muddy shoes, muddy up to their ankles sometimes, or even worse if they fall over. But they do it not because we tell them to or anything, but that's where their heart is. That's our staff. That is our company. That's what we've become.
Wow.
This like attracting like.
Yes, yes. You are a wonderful person, John. Really, really, you are a gem for you in this world, for humanity. I really like what you do, you and your company, your people. But it came from you. The seed of all of this was your heart. In your heart.
The seed may have come, but the people that I've surrounded myself with now, and they become part of my life, I'm often in awe of them. So, in truthfully, I don't think that I'm as good as them, but I aspire to be as good as them.
Such a wisdom, such a wisdom, John. Such a wisdom. Love that. I love that. So thank you. Well, listen, I'm always having a great time listening to you and allowing you to share your wisdom and your good heart and your devices can help with a medicine that is natural, that is the laws of physics of the universe, and you're doing it. You are one of these person who are changing the world, and I appreciate, and it is my honor to share this, to more people. So
thank you. Well, thank you for doing that, Lena. Greatly appreciated.
John, thank you. Last words of your beautiful wisdom for my audience, please.
Oh, I haven't got wisdom.
That's already wisdom, what you just said.
No, well, the thing is, we're all part of the same living organism, the planet. We're all part of that. So we can all just do our own little part in making the planet more healthy and a more pleasant place to live. No, I'm the last person, Elena, to really give words of wisdom. I really quite honestly feel that I'm at the start of my journey, but I know where my path is. I've said in the past as parting words to keep on passing the love forwards. I guess if I was coerced to saying something wise, gosh, for me, it's almost like an oxymoron. Think what makes you truly happy and focus on that. It's not going to be the same as the person next to you. For you, it might be your children's success. It could be having a healthy garden, but focus on whatever makes you happy, and that will help you to grow. Don't focus on wealth. Don't focus on having things. When it comes for your time to expire, and we all do start pushing up daisies sooner or later, or smoking up into the sky or whatever, go out with a wealth of experiences. Make something that your children and children's children will have to tell their children. There's a story. Your great grandmother or grandfather, they did this. They helped these people, and they did this, and you can speak highly of a person through actions, not through their wealth. So focus on that. Now I know that I have true happiness with helping other people and riding bicycles. Okay. It's simple, and with other people, it could be through origami, or could be through bonsai growing. It could be anything, but find it, focus on that, and then let your happiness spread. You'll have more energy. You'll have, wealth comes with happiness. It truly does. I know it's not very wise, but it's the best I can come up with for now.
This is wisdom, John. This is wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, John White. And you said something that I will end by this. You can respect and honor someone by the action of the person.
Absolutely.
And it just speaks for everything you do, John. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me onto your show.